Okay, so you're telling me the VA will give you 100% disability for just migraines? That's like getting a Purple Heart for surviving staff duty. Sounds fake, right? One of the veterans I worked with did exactly that. And no, they didn't have to show up with a third eyeball or a neurologist tattooed on their forehead. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how they pulled it off, what evidence they needed, the mistakes they avoided, and how you can do the same. So grab some coffee, dim the lights like it's a migraine trigger, and let's talk about how to get the VA to take your headaches seriously for once. Migraine claims are actually one of the best kept secrets in the VA disability world. Why? Because the VA rates them up to 50%. And if they're bad enough to keep you from working, you can qualify for a total disability based on individual unemployability, aka TDIU. And what does TDIU pay? You guessed it, 100% compensation. But here's the catch. They won't just hand it to you because you said, my head hurts. You need to prove frequency, severity, and how it actually affects your life, not how it feels. The VA doesn't care that it hurts. They care that it disrupts your ability to function like a normal human in a fluorescent lit office. If your game plan is just hope and submit, spoiler alert, that's not a strategy. That's a delay. That's why I created the vet rating guide, because you should never walk into a claims battle without air support. So let's break this down like an MRE. Gross on the outside, but everything you need is in there if you know how to open it right. To get a high migraine rating, here's what you need. A diagnosis from a VA doctor or a civilian provider. No diagnosis equals no claim. End of story. A record of frequency. Keep a migraine log. This veteran tracked every attack, how long it lasted, what they couldn't do during it, and what treatment they tried. Think of it like a medical journal meets a war diary. Functional impact. This is a big one. The VA wants to know, does this prevent you from working? Can you sit in meetings, drive, function? One note from a neurologist said, veteran cannot maintain gainful employment due to incapacitating migraines 3 to 4 times per week. Boom. That sentence is worth thousands. Here's what the VA actually says in their rating chart. 0% if you get migraines, but they don't mess with your life. 10% for less frequent prostrating attacks. 30% for migraines once or twice a month that knock you down. 50% if your migraines are very frequent, completely prostrating, and productive of severe economic inadaptability. Translation: if you're laid out in a dark room 2 to 3 times a week and missing work consistently, you qualify. The veteran I'm talking about, he had documentation from his job showing 18 missed days in 2 months. HR wasn't happy, but the VA sure took notice. This veteran also did something else smart. He had a DBQ filled out by his private neurologist, not a VA doc, a real one who actually reads migraine science. They also had a nexus letter connecting the migraines to their service-connected PTSD. That secondary claim combo, it's like peanut butter and C4, dangerously effective. Now, if you're sitting there wondering how to set all this up, that's literally what I do during a one-on-one strategy call. We walk through your conditions, match them to the right evidence, and get you started with that paper trail like drawing up a battle plan. No more winging it. This veteran walked into the CMP exam with a printed migraine log, a copy of his neurologist's letter, a bottle of prescription meds, and the look of someone who's been through hell and back. During the exam, he didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't say, I manage okay. He said, when I get a migraine, I can't function. I vomit. I can't stand light or noise. I miss work. I'm afraid to drive. I isolate. I can't care for my kids. Be honest, not heroic. The VA doesn't award toughness. They award functional limitation. So how did this guy jump from 50 to 100%? TDIU. He filed a separate TDIU claim at the same time. with medical evidence and lay statements from his boss and wife saying he's not the same person. These migraines control his life. A few months later, the rating letter came in, 50% for migraines approved. TDIU granted based on migraines and PTSD. Monthly tax-free pay, $3,737.85. Dependent education benefits unlocked, healthcare full, mission accomplished. Most veterans don't file for migraines, or if they do, they file without support. They don't mention them in their exams, don't connect them to PTSD, and don't show up with evidence. Don't let that be you. If your headaches come on 2 to 3 times a week, leave you in the dark, and keep you from functioning, that's not just a bad day. That's a claim. Now, if you're tired of keeping your records in random folders and your migraine meds in a sock drawer, check out the chest pack I use. Minimalist, waterproof, and keeps all your stuff together, so you're not digging for your DD214 at the pharmacy counter. So here's the final recap. Migraines can get you to 100%. You need a diagnosis, log, impact proof, and a nexus letter. File for TDIU if it's keeping you from working. Bring your evidence like it's a deployment checklist. Use strategy calls and the vet rating guide to do it right. Question of the day. Do you suffer from migraines? And if so, have you tried filing yet? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And your story might help the next veteran walk into their exam a little more prepared. And if you're serious about leveling up your whole claim approach, my next video will walk you through how to conquer the VA's 8-step claims process without getting lost in the paperwork wilderness. Catch you there.